despite the Gundam, we are not in Japan, we are in Bangkok. This is our friend Alec. He's got an hour. He's going to hide somewhere in Bangkok and we're going to find him. Alec, here's the GoPro. Off we go. So this is Bangkok. Me, Emma and Alec are all starting at Siam Square. Alec now has an hour to get lost anywhere within it. He can use overground, underground or piers. We then have to find him. We can ask him any questions from these investigation books. They tell us if we're hot or colder, ask him to send photos, that kind of thing. The problem is every time we ask him a question, he gets to draw a card, which either gets him more time or could slow us down with a curse. Right, onto the game. So we're sat down and we've got our kind of map of our situation, what's going on. So our rest period ends in like a good 25 minutes. So we have 25 minutes until we can ask him any questions. Plan so far?
You need to cut out as much of the city as possible. Obviously, Bangkok is huge, but the public transport will only be in so many places, won't it, ultimately? Yeah. But we need to cut out east or west or north or south. So they're the questions we're going to ask.
Yes, I'm tempted towards ruling out north or south, because if we're closer and we go north, he definitely can't be at our house, and that's the kind of sneaky thing he might do.
Yeah, maybe. I guess it doesn't matter at this stage. We've got no clue where he actually is, so we just have to do one of them.
Of course, the cool thing about Thailand McDonald's, Wying Ronald.
We've got 2 minutes, so I'm going to send Alec a message saying that we are starting a thermometer. So he needs to measure a distance from us now, and then when we move to a different location, he needs to tell us whether we're hotter or colder.
And we're going to do north, I think, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, welcome to my hidden location for the morning. I've arrived at my mass transit station. I've had a little look around. The rules are I've got a 500-meter radius from the pin on our map application of the station. So that is my radius for the next, well, hopefully, couple of hours. Now, at the moment, obviously, the seekers are far away. But once they get closer and they enter my 500-meter radius, I need to stay in one spot. And I'm not allowed to move for the rest of the game. That's called the end game. So what's really important is I spend the next hour or so looking around and trying to find a really good hiding spot in this area. Okay, let's see what the seekers have for me and what questions they throw our way.
So, okay, we are now in the BTS. Our rest period is finished. We're going to go north. We're going to do a thermometer. That means he has to measure his distance from us now. When we go north, he has to say we're hotter or colder. Emma, can you give Alex some smack talk?
You smell of poo.
Okay, let's go. We're going to get you.
The thermometer, unfortunately, they are moving closer. So I've replied with a hotter. It's a draw 2, keep 1. Let's have a look what we get. We have a time bonus, and for our medium game, that's 6 minutes, or exactly the same. Well, easy pick. I'll keep 1, discard the other. Let's go and explore the area.
So we just sent him a thermometer. So we are now, and we got his reply. What are we?
We're hotter.
So we're hotter. So he's come north. Okay, so we need to work out what we're going to do with that information. Let's go. So the thing about Bangkok is there's 2 airports. And one of the questions we're allowed to ask him is, what's his nearest commercial airport?
Yeah.
So that's what we've done.
Yeah, our nearest is Don Muang, and so we'll wait and see what his answer is.
So they've hit me with an airport question. And in fact, my closest airport is their closest too. So that is some very useful information for them. Does mean I get to pick 3 cards and keep 1. So let's see what we have got. First one. A time bonus, only 3 minutes this time. Okay, next one. We have a curse of water weight. And then the third one is a randomized question. Play, instead of answering a question, a newly unasked question from the same category at random. That is going to be super powerful, even more so than the curse, which I haven't even read. Let's have a quick look. Absolutely right, curse of water weight. I will keep the randomized. See you later.
What's this?
Our nearest airport is the same as his nearest airport.
Ah, so we can rule out that he's gone further towards Suvarnabhumi.
So he's not gone towards Suvarnabhumi.
I think he's gone north.
God, if I have to wander around Chatterchuck, I'm going to be so mad.
Should we go to Cheshire?
Okay.
So we're on the BTS heading north. Here's my plan. So basically, we're going up this line here. We want to head towards Mocha because I think he's got on this MRT system, the underground system. So I think Alec might have hidden in Chatterchuck, which is a huge market near here. And you've got a nice park as well. Exactly the kind of place you could feel that you could sit and read a book. We're actually going to ask a radar question, which basically, are you within 2 kilometers of us? Because we think sneakily he might be at Chatterchuck. It's a good place to hide. It's a big market.
The questions keep coming through. It looks like their location. They're outside Chatterchuck Market. That is one of the biggest and busiest mazes in the world when it comes to markets. And it would be an absolutely fantastic place to hide. So, no surprise, they've gone straight there and they've hit me with a radar question asking, am I within 1 kilometer of their current location? Now, luckily for me, and I have replied, the answer is no. They are nowhere near me. But it does mean I get to pick 2 new cards and keep one of them. So, first one off the pile, we have a curse card, Curse of the Zoologist. And the second one is another time bonus. And I think I'm going to keep the curse for this one. I reckon it's going to get me more in the long run than a simple 6-minute time bonus. So, if I use it later, I'll explain what it is.
Emma, what's the result of your radar?
He's not within 1 kilometre of us.
So he's not at Chatterchuck.
No, which I'm quite relieved about because I hate it there anyway. So pros and cons.
So we've got a couple of options now. We could get on the MRT and we could try and ask him if he's got the MRT line. But I'm worried that he's just continued straight north. So I really want to know whether he's gone straight north. So we need to try and find a question where he's gone straight north. Emma's asking Alec now if he's on the Sukhumvit line, which is this BTS line that goes straight north. And it will tell us if he is on this line, if we need to keep going north, or if we need to change track to get on the MRT. You're going to hit us with a curse soon.
If he hits us with a curse, we're close. So that's good, I suppose.
It's just about to go get a snack. But another question's come through. They've asked, is my transit line that I'm on the same that they are currently on? And the answer is a big fat no. Which means, draw 3, pick 1, let's see what we get this time. Another curse, this time of the luxury car. That could be very useful when I'm thinking about where I am. A 6-minute time bonus. And Curse of the Bridge Troll. The seekers must ask their next question from under a bridge. I think our luxury car is going to be much better. So I'm going to keep the luxury car, discard the other 2, and now I'm going to go get a snack.
All our plans have kind of gone to pot. We were going to ask him if he's closer to a body of water because there's the river there, right? But unfortunately, we're right next to a massive bloody lake. So we can't ask him that because we're definitely closer to a body of water than him. So we think we're going to ask him if he's closer to the international border because that will tell us if he's essentially west of us because the closest international border is, I want to say, Myanmar, and it's to the west. So hopefully this will tell us if he's west of us or east of us. In the meantime, I think we should head towards the MRT. What do you think?
Yeah. So this is the one I'm going for. Who's closest to an international border? I don't know if that could be disputed in any way, but we'll see.
Oh, it's getting hot and sweaty here as we approach midday. We had a question about whether I was closer to an international border or they were. And after a bit of measuring, it turns out I am closer, but only by a tiny bit. But of course, they've asked a question, I get a reward. It's a draw 3, pick 1. So we have a Curse of the Egg Partner. Okay. We have Curse of the Jam Door. And we have a time bonus. Now, the egg partner, they need to carry an egg with them as a third partner to the team. That's super easy here in Thailand. There are eggs on sale everywhere on the go. So I'm definitely going to keep Curse of the Jammed Door. When I use it, I'll explain more.
The rain has fully hit. Time for Bolly's up. We've asked him for a photo of the nearest building. I'm not sure how much of that's going to help. Is that going to help, Emma?
No, probably not at all, if I'm honest.
So we're a little bit lost at the moment. Also, we've now officially clocked the 1 hour mark. So he's been hiding for over an hour now. So we need to get our skates on, but we need to think of some good strategies. Okay, should we try and head towards the MRT?
Yeah.
Okay. Newsflash, Alex just sent a very interesting picture. He's in a park.
So that's his nearest, tallest structure. Oh no, I guess he's showing us the
Oh, yeah.
thing in the background. No, we are near a park, but it's biblically raining outside.
And we also did a big radius.
But it's not raining now.
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that park, would it?
No.
Okay.
So where's a park with a body of what? He's got a lake as well. That looks like Lumpini to me. But
No,
then Lumpini,
it's
he
not
would have to
Lumpini.
take pictures of the skyscrapers.
Yeah.
He's in a park somewhere.
Okay. We have to investigate nearby parks.
Salisbury Tock investigates. So we are not allowed to use Google Street View. But what we can use is have a look. And Emma's looked at local parks and she's found something. This running track here looks very, very similar to the picture that Alex sent. I'm not sure it does actually.
So I'm back in my local park and I'm thinking about how to use the curse of the zoologist. Now, just to explain, I need to take a photo of an animal in the wild, okay? So it cannot be a pet. And it will belong either to a group of reptiles, bugs, mammals, whatever. And whatever photo I send them, they're going to need to send me a photo back of a wild animal in the same category. So it doesn't need to be the same animal, but the same category. Now, I've been holding off on this because for a long time they've been next to Chatuchak Market, which is also next to a very large park. And of course, the best thing I can do is wait to see the moment they leave, the moment they get on some sort of public transport and make their way away from the park, I'll hit them with a photo. So let's go find something interesting.
Back to me, it honestly took no time. There is a giant water monitor in the water swimming towards me. Okay. I'm still on the bridge. I literally just pressed a stop on the record and there he is. I'll wait for him to come a little closer and then snap a really nice photo to send them in just a moment.
And an explanation why I'm looking a bit frazzled, or quite sweaty, and why I still haven't had a snack. Every time I've got close to the 4 7-Elevens that are really near here, I get hit with a question. Fair enough. And with the last couple, okay, including the photo from outside my mass transit station, I needed to get into position. So I've basically been pretty much running back and forth to the perfect locations and then straight back to the park because I really want to play this zoologist card. And no time for a snack, no time for water, and the white t-shirt is definitely getting a little bit see-through. And it's starting to rain. Wonderful. Anywho, here's my view for the next bit while we wait for the next question.
Exciting YouTube content. Emma's looking at pictures of parks on Google Maps. You don't think this is the one?
I don't know, I'm not sure.
The rain is coming down. Umbrella's up. So I've hit them with a curse. And I have hit them. Oh, sorry, my umbrella is literally flying away. I have hit them with the curse of the jammed door. So I'll just read it out. For the next hour, whenever they want to pass through a doorway into a building, a business, a train, or other vehicle, they must first roll 2 dice. If they do not roll a 7 or higher, they cannot enter that space, including using another door. And that doorway cannot be reattempted, oh, there goes my umbrella, for another 10 minutes. Now, to cast that, I had to discard 2 cards. So I have discarded my 3-minute time bonus and also the curse of the luxury car.
Emma, he's hit us with a curse. What is it?
So he's hit us with a curse that says for the next half an hour, if you want to pass through a doorway into a building, business or train, we have to roll 2 dice like nutters. And it must get 7 or higher. Honestly, I don't want to do that.
Alex hit us with this curse, and that's really confused us because we feel like maybe has he just done that out of boredom, or has he just done that because we're close? I feel like we're quite far away from him. I don't have a good sense of where he'd be. So again, Emma's still looking at pictures of the park to see if anything matches with the park that he sent us a picture of. Like he could be near us because there's an MRT stop just above us. No idea.
Hiding from the rain.
We've decided to do a 5-kilometer radar to see if he's like within any close to us at all. We've really got no idea where he is.
So, really glad that we played that curse card and discarded 2, because my hand limit was a maximum of 6, which has now dropped to 3. And they've just hit at me with a radar question, asking whether I was within 5 kilometers of their current location, and the answer is no. Now, this is a draw 2, pick 1. So let's see what we get. A 3-minute time bonus and another curse. Curse of the drained brain. Okay, I can choose 3 questions in different categories, and they cannot ask me those questions for the rest of the game. It's a good one, but it does casting cost, discard my entire hand. I'll keep it anyway.
So he said no. Does that confuse you? So I think he's got to be like towards quite far, like one of these. Yek Phai Chai or Bang Kun Non. I think he's got to be around here, I think. Or he took the purple line and went really, really, really far north. That's also a question, I guess. Emma's got him. Look, show the thing. That's definitely where he was. 100% we got him. We got him. Where is that?
Does that look like this? It does, doesn't it?
Put it up.
Definitely looks like that.
Oh,
The Bury Civic Centre, no?
Bury Civic Centre.
Yeah?
Okay, so we need to get... How do we get there? Emma's going to find out how we get there. Emma?
I was losing hope, if I'm perfectly honest with you.
But you think you found him?
Yeah, I'm confident.
So we're going up now, but the problem is we can't get on this train unless we roll a 7 or more.
Also, it's miles and it's annoying, but hey.
So what do we think he's done?
I think he's just gone the furthest sort of north that he can and using 3 different lines as well.
Okay, now we really need to concentrate because we need to go the right way. So, which way are we going to go? So we don't annoy the other passengers, we're going to do this like a minute before. So have you got the dice? 7 or more. Natural, we saw 7 or more. Get on them. Are you happy? We've just been hit by another curse. Emma, what's the new curse?
It's the zoologist. So we need to take a photo of a wild fish, bird, mammal, reptile. I think he's got that in mind because he's currently in a park where there are monitor lizards roaming around. But we have to do that before we're allowed to ask another question. Well, we know where he is now, really.
So you're not that bothered?
No. Plus, when we get to the park, we can take a picture of a lizard if we have to.
Good point.
So that's fine.
The train's rocking a bit. So we know exactly where he is. We just need to go to the Purple Line platform up. The problem is, we need to roll to get on that train. And they're not that frequent either. So again, we're going to roll now so we don't get in people's way. However, we will count, if we have to wait 10 minutes, we're going to count it from when that train comes. So, are we allowed on this train or not? It has to be 7 or more. Look at that!
Thank God.
Alec, we are coming for you. So while we're waiting, let me tell you a little bit about what we are doing and why. So this is a thing called the Jet Lag Home Game, and it's from the Jet Lag YouTube show, which you can watch on YouTube, where they basically do hide and seek and play other board games, but use the world or a country as a map. And this is a game they sell that you can do your own hide and seek in your own city. And that's basically what we're doing, stealing their idea, playing their home game. Here's our train. Let's catch as a rat.
Okay, so quite a bit has been happening since the torrential rain. A lovely water monitor swam by, and then another one walked past me while I was sheltering from the rain. I took a quick snap, sent it to them, simply because they had left the Chatuchak area and had got the MRT one stop over. And I was like, perfect, they're away from the park. So I've hit them that. That means they can't ask me any more questions until they send me a photo of a reptile in the wild. I think I can take this off now. Okay, next. They are definitely heading in my direction. They've taken Blue MRT west and now they've changed onto the purple line, and there are two options. Either they've perfectly figured out where I am, which is possible. They've seen the big tower from my first photo. They've seen quite a few things from the park now in terms of it was in the same photo as the red tower, my taller structure, as well as the water monitor. Or they might not know I'm here, but they might be stopping there because it's a park to get a water monitor. That's worst case scenario. They're coming for me. They figured out where I am on the map. Or this station also has to change to the pink line. So if they've managed to figure out that I'm in a particular area on a pink line station, they might just be coming here to interchange. However, if they enter my zone, I need to stay put. So I'm just walking out of the park and towards my hiding zone. So a nondescript Thai side street. Some construction work going on. A few houses outside. A cockerel somewhere. And a coffee shop. Now that little bench outside is my planned hiding spot. Take a seat, read my book, and hopefully wait a few hours for them to arrive. But that might not be the case. So I'm going to go take my spot and see if they get off the train at my station or whether they interchange and leave me behind.
Okay, so we're getting off transport, so we don't need to roll a dice. We can go down there.
So that is it there. That's the little
Pagoda.
pagoda. I think that's it.
Yeah, you can see it. So how this works is he has to be within half a kilometre of his hiding spot, but then when we reach the train station he got off at, he has to stay put. So he doesn't technically have to be in the same place he sent us the picture from, because he was allowed to wander through. Look at that over there. Can you see it? The floor. That's exactly where he was. So we know where he was, but we don't know where he stopped. Look over here. That's exactly where he was.
Yeah, it is.
So he technically doesn't need to still be in the park, because he could have made a little bit of a wander. Yeah, find a lizard to take a picture of, then go.
It looks like they're getting very, very close to my station. I've stopped for a quick chocolate mint. And if they do get to the station, I'm going to move all of about 5-6 meters and sit outside. What I am hoping though, of course, is they need to ask me questions to figure out exactly where I am in this 500-meter radius of the station. And before they can do that, they're going to have to get into the park where I just was and snap a photo of a monitor. So that might just take them 5 or 10 minutes, but that's an extra 5 or 10 minutes for me. Fingers crossed. So chocolate milk done, and I've had a last minute panic and a change of mind for my hiding spots. I'm now here. It's only probably about 10 meters down the road from the previous one I just showed you. But I was worried that if they start asking for photos, which is likely in the end game, that big construction site in front of me might be a little bit too obvious. So I've moved down the road a little bit. I've checked, I'm still within 500 meters. They have now arrived at the station. So unless they happen to be changing to the pink line, it looks like they've spotted me. So if that's the case, I imagine they're going to head to the park.
Let's check out exactly where he was stood before, and let's see if we can find him again. We might have to get Emma to take a picture of a lizard. Stand on the spot where he was. Can you see any lizards to take pictures of? All right, let's see if we can get a picture of a monitor lizard, almost definitely. Oh, you got a lizard?
No. He was over there flipping around.
We're going to do a loop of the park, see if we can spot him. Because the problem is that we want to ask him another question, maybe to take a selfie. That should reveal something, but we can't ask him a question until we've taken a picture of a lizard. Do you want to try the next bridge?
Yeah.
Where are all these blooming lizards? Oh! There's a lizard.
What?
There's a lizard.
Holy sh!
Just walked onto that. There you go, take that picture for Alec and send it to him.
Hello, little fella.
We're looking for a lizard, and there's one right there.
Oh, look at him.
Of all the jet lag, we've seen 15 series of jet lag, and to be honest, they've never got look at that. They've never got an animal shot like that. That is one awesome lizard. Today's hunt was entirely worth it just to get a picture of this cool lizard. Absolutely magnificent. Right, Emma. This park's got some absolutely great nature. We really should be finding Alec, but instead we're taking pictures of all the cool animals.
Okay, they've sent me a photo of a monitor lizard on what I think was the same little bridge that I filmed earlier on. Does mean they're allowed to ask me questions again. They've hit straight away with a, please can you send me a selfie, which I have done. That's a draw one, keep one, and I've just done that. It is a 6-minute time bonus. Excellent.
Emma, can you show the viewers the picture that Alec has sent? We've asked him for a selfie, he's sent that. Now that for me is his outside of the park, is next to a wall. So we need to find a wall that looks maybe a bit like that. So the largest building in his sight line is given us this. So he's next to a wall, maybe outside the park. It's got a lot of construction going on. So that's something to keep an eye on.
So, whilst stuck in my hiding spot, I am quite happy that it's no longer raining, not even a bit of drizzle. The backup plan was giant poncho in my backpack there, but luckily not needed. Now, second question's come through, which is another photo question, not surprisingly, asking me for the tallest building in my sightline. I'll turn the camera around. Basically, it is still that big construction, but I figured that's the tallest. I can't really escape it. If I'd really hid in the corner, perhaps I could have used that white building over there. It's like an apartment block. But to be fair, I think they're going to be equally useful. They'll definitely know that I'm on a side street now and not somewhere in the park where they currently are. I get to pick a card. So from the top of the deck, we have a curse. Excellent. The Endless Tumble. Okay, let me have a read, get the dice out and see if we can play this now.
Okay, so I'm going to try and cast this immediately. I need to roll a die, which I've got in my hand, and if it's a 5 or 6, it doesn't happen. If it's a 1 to 4, I'm really happy. Oh, yes. Okay, let me send this to Emma and Richard.
We've just got a curse, Emma. What's the curse?
Roll a dice at least 30 metres and have it land on a 5 or a 6 before we can ask another question.
Okay, so we only need to wait for that if we're going to ask another question. So let's look behind this wall, which I don't think it is because there's no tree.
No, it's not that wall.
Just going to have a little sniff behind it.
You can, but it's not that one.
I know. And then we're going to try and find this where he is.
It's getting warm. The sun seems to be poking out from the sky. Everything's still super wet from the rain, which is now evaporating and making everything super humid. One part of me is like, come on Richard, come on Emma, hurry up and find me. This has been too long. The other part of me is like, I love that even at the last moment when they got to the right station, they must have been so happy out of the whole of Bangkok to have pinpointed my station. And yet now, this is taking ages for them to narrow down my exact hiding spot. And let's be honest, I'm not exactly hiding behind a bin. I'm on the open road. Well, except for this tiny bit of wall. But I want them to take as long as possible. But I'd also like to get inside with some AC. It's been way too many hours. Anywho, let's see if they can roll this dice. And if so, I'll hit them with, what have I got left? Well, randomised question is definitely going to have to be used very soon. If they ask me for another photo or anything to do with location, that would give away too much. I'll hit them with a randomised and I'll have to pick another one from the same category. Fingers crossed that works in our favour.
Who's not happy? Go on.
I just think it's stupid that you're allowed to move. We found exactly where he was, but he's allowed to move. So, like, what's the point?
That was just his general area. That's his transit stop. That wasn't his final hiding place.
Well, it's stupid.
Right, but yeah, we have found his general area, but we are now trying to find where he could possibly be. Good news is, we know he's not indoors. So we're not trawling through a mall or anything like that.
That might be easier.
We're looking for a dirty wall, some building, some, what do you call it, scaffolding. And that's all we got to go on really, unless we can throw a dice 30 metres, which doesn't seem likely. Alec's currently taunting Emma, saying he loves a good curse. This one is one we are very much struggling with. But to be honest, I don't know what else I would ask him. Maybe his widest street. Where's the wall?
I cursed them 15 minutes ago. It's really doing its job. Looking at their location on the map, it keeps jumping around a bit, so I don't think it's too accurate at the moment. So I can't quite tell if they're still in the park or whether they've crossed the main road and they're next to like quite a small little shopping outlet place. But like I said, the location's jumping around a bit. Both seem logical for throwing a die a long way. One's dry, one's wet. Anywho, I'll keep you updated when they eventually lift the curse and can ask more questions.
Turns out the curse is only 20 metres, which was what we've just done. Oh, my head's looking a bit red in the sun there. So, we've just rolled a 5, we've rolled 20 metres. So what question can we ask him? Should we ask him for a picture of his widest street?
Oh, God. I don't know.
I think that's the best one. Picture of his widest street.
Okay. The curse has been lifted. Apparently they've rolled a 5. And they've hit me with a photo question. That means I get to pick a card. It was the widest street. Obviously that's the street I'm on. I'm quite happy that it's a nondescript street though. Most roads around here, and in fact a lot of Bangkok, when you get into these parts, are very similar looking to this. So I'm not sure if it's going to help them too much. But anyways, let's see what I get, and fingers crossed for a really good curse. What is it? It's a time bonus. Well, I can't complain. It's my biggest one so far. That's a whole 9 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to step in at this point and save you from a lot of dull footage of me and Emma wandering about, zooming in on this photo, wandering about, zooming in on this photo again, and spending lots and lots of time doing so. Eventually, we realised that there were a couple of hospitals nearby, so we could ask him which hospital he was closest to, which he then randomised, which was terrible.
And their tentacle was, of all the hospitals within 2 kilometres of their location, which is closest to me? I had a quick check on the map. There are 2 hospitals, essentially one in the west, one in the east, and that question, beautifully picked, Richard and Emma, would split the gameplay area in half, so they'd know whether I was west or half. It was the perfect time for me to play the randomised card. So I hit them back with a randomised. I don't have to answer that question. They now need to randomly pick, by rolling a die, a different question in the same category of tentacles. But instead of hospitals, it'll be something else. It could be libraries, museums, etc. And of course, I had a quick look on Google Maps. They don't look like they're going to be too helpful. So fingers crossed, it goes in my favour. Okay, so they've randomly selected museum. There was only one museum around, so hopefully I haven't given them too much information. I get to pick 4 cards. Now, I know it's a bit noisy, so I'm going to pick them, choose 2, and then I'll come back to you. All right, good news, everybody. That rather noisy songtail has left. I've picked 4 cards, 3 of which were time bonuses, and 1 was a curse. So I've kept the curse, I've kept the time bonus, and unfortunately, all of them were 3 minutes. So kept those 2. I'm going to apply the curse. Sorry, I'm wobbling there. I'm going to apply the curse straight away. It is the curse of the overflowing chalice. For the next 3 questions, I get to draw an extra card each time. I don't get to keep anything extra, but I just have a bigger selection.
To be honest, this looks like a little bit like the picture that Alec sent us. This looks a little bit like that, does it not? Let's go.
Okay, it's been about 15 minutes since I told them on my nearest museum. I didn't think that was very helpful, and yet tracking them, they seem to be getting very close to the road that I'm on. Now, the location has notoriously been not very good so far, but it looks like they are exactly 1 road over from me, and they are slowly walking in my direction, but are 1 word over. Now, I'm on a dead-end road, which means they are going the wrong way, even though they are super close. They will need to backtrack, go down to the main road, and come back up again on my road. So, I think I've got easily 10 minutes here, if not more, which is perfect. Problem is, they might see the construction site. Remember, I sent them the big photo, or just a bit of it, and I reckon they'll be able to see that from their side and realise that they're on the same street, well, the wrong street, the same building, but on the wrong side. So it might be that I only have 10 minutes left. Luckily, just checking my hand, I've got 6 cards, all of which are time bonuses. It's going very well. See you soon.
This street definitely looks like this street, but there's cars on this street. I don't know.
Alrighty, time for another sweaty update. And very small, tiny mosquitoes have appeared, which is not good when you're standing still. Anywho, Emma and Richard's location has just updated, and yes, I was correct. They are walking up the parallel road, okay, and they've actually gone a bit further north than I am. So there was the building site that we took a photo of earlier. They are walking parallel, and they are just behind that kind of condo hotel building that we talked about earlier, but on the other side. So at some point they're going to get to the 500-meter radius, and they should realize that I'm not on that road. And then, of course, if they try and come 1 road over to where I am, they'll realize that there's no connection up there, so they're going to have to go all the way back the way they came and then come up this road and try again. So I think I've gained another 10 or 15 minutes there on top of what's just happened. So great news all round.
Put the street photo up on the screen, and then I'm going to show that. That is in his street photo. It's quite in the distance in his photo. Obviously, it's very up close for us. Where could he possibly be then? How can he be there? 1 more over.
Lovely update. They have got to the top of their road, just over 500 meters away from the entrance to the station. So that's a definite point for them to turn around if they've thought about that. They might get distracted and be like, oh, let's just try a little bit further in case Alec is there, not realizing that that is a boundary, and I've saved that as a firm boundary on my maps when I first got here, and kind of just made a little circle of 500 meters. So they'll need to turn around. They'll probably come 1 road over. The fact that they pinpointed the road next to me out of the dozens and dozens of roads in the area is worrying. It shows they're playing a great game. The question is whether they start asking some questions now. Let's see.
Problem is, currently, we know he's been looking at this building, but from further away, further back. But there's a dead end. And here, if we walk this way, we can't see that building. So, and We've got 20 minutes. Otherwise, guaranteed win. I'm sorry to my teammate, who I have slightly abandoned, but I think he's on the next road over. And I've got to get there in under 10 minutes. I think I found him. I think he's on the other side of this building. There's some netting again.
It started to drizzle again. I'm following, and they've started to move, and they've started to move quickly. They are heading back down the road. They've realised they're on the wrong road, and they look like they're heading at speed. The real question is, that pink building's going to tell them that I'm on this road. It's not like they're going to get back to the main road and think, oh, what should we do next? This is the only answer. I reckon I've got 5 minutes maximum and they'll be here. I'm just happy they're going to be approaching from this side, and I've got my little wall, my little corner, which I picked earlier. So they really won't see me until they've walked past me. Maybe I can just be super silent and they'll walk right past me. Who knows? If they've got their eye on the pink building and the other way, you never know. So let's see if I can hide in this corner.
Right. Close, I can feel it. Look, we got a bend in the road. Little blue bins over there. Blue bins. Got him. Netting. Got him.
It's happening. They're on my road. They're heading north. They're 280 meters away. I've got 3 minutes maximum. Guys, it's been a great run. It's been, well, we're 10 minutes shy of 4 hours, so I'm very happy with that. My only hope is this van that's about to go past slows them down. I really doubt it. Anyways, I better go silent.
This is the exact road he sent a picture of. There's that little car poking out. So he is behind this wall. Where is he? He's not behind. There he is behind us. There he is behind Can you see the pink umbrella down there? There's that building. So we went all the way to that building.
And I was like, wow, they pinpointed the road next to me so well.
Yeah.
And I was like, you've gone past 500 meters. What are you doing? Oh,
But we're just like, because I went up because we didn't have a clue. And then I walked up and I was like, that's that building. And we managed to find it.
It took me a while to figure out the moment.
So Alec wants to go through his final score. You were hiding for 3 hours, 53 minutes, I think. We'll double check that in the edit.
Yep, absolutely. And then, of course, we've got some cards left. Any curses, wasted. But I do have some time bonuses of 9 minutes, 6 minutes, 6 minutes, and just a 3. That's an extra 24 minutes.
So 24 minutes, so that puts you some time ahead.
Great maths. Great maths.
Maths teachers.